Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your host, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. I am beyond ecstatic today to talk to Miss Yolanda Halley. Listen, I'm so American. I'm like Yolanda, but say it the proper way for me.
Yolanda.
Yolanda. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Welcome, girlfriend. How you doing?
I'm well. I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, it is such an honor to be speaking to you because, first of all, for those of you guys who do not know who she is, shame on you if you don't. But y'all gonna know as soon as I start saying what she do, you'll be like, oh, she is the president director of the international sales and distribution of Faith Media Distribution and a production company of Dutch, right? You have a whole bunch of productions that's out there right now.
So we actually have two sides to our business. We have the production company, which is Imani Media Group, and then we have the distribution side, which is Faith Media Distribution. So what ended up happening is my husband, Manny Halley, or former, I should say, music mogul, wanted to get into the film and television industry. And we purchased the rights to Terry Wood's book, True to the Game. We said that we're going to make this our first project. We produced this project. It was so hard because what we learned about Hollywood is that a lot of people actually lied. And yes, a lot of people in Hollywood actually lie. So we had a really, really hard time, producing our first project. But it took us about 2.5 years. We finally finished it. When we were finished with the project, we're trying to get, like BET and all these places to, like even theatrical release. And everyone is just looking at us like, who are you? And we're like, well, we have over $1 million in a hard drive, like we're trying to get our project out there. And because we're Black and because we didn't have a name in film and television, it was so hard. And it was like my husband, he was like, what are we going to do? And I was like, well, we got where we are because we do everything ourselves. So he was like, you want us to distribute ourselves? And I'm like, yeah. We started going on the internet, Googling movie theater chains. We made phone calls, and Faith Media Distribution was born.
Wow, guys, did y'all catch that? Listen, what she's saying is what we all need to be really honing in on. Where she said that they were just looking at her, not giving her and her husband an opportunity, because in Hollywood, Hollywood is full of magic, right? It's an image and there's not necessarily any substance, but Hollywood did not know who they were. So instead of asking and keep going and going and going, they decided to do it themselves. Now, how hard was that? You said you started searching on the website, and what else?
I'll tell you that God is so good. We
Amen.
contact this one movie theater chain, and this guy says, "Listen," he said, "I'm just going to send you a list of all the sellers and buyers for the movie chain." And we're like, "Oh, okay. Like, do we have to pay you for it? Whatever." He was like, "No." He was like, he said, "I feel like that you need this, and I'm just giving it to you." And we had the sauce. I mean, like, we had the recipe because we started calling and, like we're calling the right people now. We composed an email. "Hi, my name is, Manny Haley, like former music mogul," giving them kind of like his history, who we are. We have this project. It's available, like what can we do? And the emails, the responses just started coming in. "Oh, how much do you have for marketing dollars? Do you plan to have, like this movie promoted?" We're saying, "Oh, we need to market ourselves." "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're doing this. We're doing that." And I mean, you just figure it out as you go.
Facts. And
And
that
then
is what's so amazing.
once your project had a theatrical run, everyone else wants it. So that was the easy part, like because we already had a theatrical run. So everyone is like, "Oh, we want next dib." So it's like, "Oh, okay." Now we're like, "Oh, who do we go to?" And we were always BT has always been good to us because from my husband's history with Keisha Cole, they had a reality show there and stuff like that. So we gave on BET just because of relationships, BET the next run, and then we did Netflix, and like it's just forming relationships and keeping your project going.
Which is really good. I want to go back again when you said marketing. Oh yeah, we do marketing.
Anything that came up, yeah, we do that.
Entrepreneurs, y'all out there, and you know what we saying. I have totally said yes to stuff. Like I was just saying before, I have a skincare line out. It's not really well known yet because I don't know. And it's like, you got marketing. I want to buy it in retail. It's really retail. I was like, I didn't even know how to retail. I was like,
But you figure it out. This is what I tell people. I'm like, look, you just have to listen. If you listen and you really pay attention to what people are saying, you know what it is that they need. And you know what? You now can say, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." And then you work on it. You work on
absolutely.
it.
What was listen, guys. I'm gonna ask you as the audience. What was the key phrase in that sentence? Work on it. Because listen, can I call you Yo-Yo? Because I
Yes,
feel
yes, of course. Of course.
sisters from a different mister. Because Yo-Yo, it takes a lot of gumption, a lot of faith, a lot of belief in yourself. Is there something that you can tell people? Because again, we didn't really get through all that she does, but she has some amazing projects out there. I was all on your website today. Like I was leaned in, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to see this. I got to see this. I have to see this. So can you tell people, one, about the movies? We're going to talk about your newest project too, but the movies that you have, how they came to, and really about the process of your growth.
So we have several. I mean, I think I've lost count. True to the Game franchise. It's 1, 2, 3. We have Dutch 1. Dutch 2 is about to be released. I would say early next year. We're in pre-production with Dutch 3 now. We have Wayward. We have A Holiday Chance. I mean, we've worked with amazing people such as Columbus Short, Vivica Fox, Lance Gross. It's just we have we have a lot of projects, and the majority of our projects were based on urban books. A good friend of ours, Terry Woods, she was like the urban novel princess back in the days, back in my time, back in our times, I should say.
Yeah, that was
And we bought the rights to a couple of her books, and we turned them into movies. And with our newest project, Soulmates, it was like, once you're putting these projects out and you're seeing everything that's happening in the world, you kind of feel a social responsibility. So we were telling stories of, like the drug game and, things like that. And I just didn't want to stay in that lane. Although, like these were books that were very popular, like in the 80s and the 90s and things like that. It's like you want to tell people that Black is getting better, Black is growing, Black is different, Black is more. And a producer friend of ours took us to dinner, and he had a script, Soulmates. And I said, well, I love the script, but I kind of saw the way that it was written. It was written for a white cast. So, I'm just like thinking about it, and I was like, what makes us different from white people? I mean, just the color of our skin. But I mean, like, literally the same situations that a white cast member could be in, a Black cast member could be in. And I was like, Manny, I love this script. I was like, I think that we should do it. And I told the producer, I said, I just want you to know that I'm going to make the lead Black. And he was like, I'm fine with that. So now we're into the horror, psychological thriller genre. And it felt so good doing a project where it wasn't like bang, bang, shoot 'em up, like somebody snorting coke. It just felt good doing something a little bit different. So I'm not saying that we're giving up the other stuff, but I'm just saying that we're expanding, we're growing.
That was exactly what you answered the question so perfect, because that is growth. Me, myself, I grew up in the country, just as country could be. So I didn't have, that wasn't my experience. My America wasn't the bang, bang, everybody getting high. I didn't know that, I'm little girl, House on the Prairie, you know what I'm saying?
That was one of my favorite shows.
I don't know what's going, like, I was, wow. Like, and we were living in a bubble. My family did a great job, so it's hard for me to watch that. Like, I know that there's other ways that we can make it without it always being about, and I try hard, y'all. I try real hard to support our stuff. I watch a lot of it until they go, and then they now killing people. Well, you just had a successful business. Why are you killing people? Or you running a successful this. Why are you still in the game? And I can't wrap my head around it to say, why can't we just be normal people? Like, we do live normal lives. And when I saw your psychological thriller, I was like, boop, 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 boop. Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing the wave. I'm locking and popping. Like, we lock it because that is so my genre. And I cannot wait. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch the other stuff too, because it was catching my eye. Don't get me wrong. I was like, yes. How does my thing do that? I don't know how to do it. Anyway, but I was like, yes, because it is so important, like you said earlier, to tell our history. And that was the books. And even though it wasn't my history, I still fascinated about it because I didn't know that. Right.
And the thing is, like even with True to the Game, the book, gangster, street drug dealer, whatever. But you know what? The story that we told was the love story. It was a love story because we need love. Everyone wants love. And so it's a love story set in the urban setting. So I mean, yes, you have the crime, the drug, the killing and everything, but at the center of it all is the drug dealer wanting to give up the game to be with the woman that he loves, the woman who, who wants to get out of all of this.
Makes sense. Now that's what I'm saying. You guys have to check her out. Tell everybody where they can find your how can they connect with you?
My Instagram is I am Yolanda Halley, and I'm saying Yolanda, Yolanda. I'm just from the Caribbean. I'm from Guyana, so it's like, we pronounce things a little bit different. But for Americans, it's I am Yolanda Halley.
Yolanda Halley. You guys have to go check out her stuff because I have my next movies all lined up. I was already like, oh yeah. And how can they view it? When will we be able to get the information when we go on your Instagram on how we can view your the movies that are
so out? A lot of our projects are now available on BET Plus, on Amazon, on Tubi. So I mean, I think like with these smart television now, you can just kind of like put the titles in and it tells you where they're available. But we're out there and we're constantly promoting on Instagram. My husband, Manny Halley, he is the king of promotion. I mean, and he's just Manny Halley. Halley at Manny Halley. And he is, because I'm a little bit newer to Instagram than he is. So he really knows about the promotion and stuff like that on Instagram. Or you can always follow us at Imani Media Group. That's our business Instagram. So we're out there.
Yeah, and we will find you. Look,
they find me. Listen, whenever I'm doing a casting call, whenever a movie is coming out, people find me. Oh, I want to be an actress. Oh, I want to roll. They find me.
Girl, go ahead and find me a role. I can act. Like, listen, we laugh so hard.
I got you.
Because I'm be in the film. I don't know. I'll even just be in the background like this.
With that flawless skin, you'll save me time on makeup and hair. So I got you. You're coming camera ready. Let's go.
I'm camera ready. You like, ma'am, get your stuff together. But what's so funny is that you took your product that you knew was valuable, right? And you made it yourself. You guys decided to do it yourself because I love your mission. And your mission is to make an impact on a global audience. Right there, I want to stop because a lot of times we stick ourselves in a box. And when you said global, you bust that lid off, you broke the ceiling, you opened it up to the world. What made you say that? Because that's very intentional targeting.
I mean, you have to realize that, I'm American because of the amount of years that I've been here and applied for citizenship and yada, yada, yada. But it's like the world, a lot of people, they think that the United States is it. But it's like, I want to reach my people in South America. I want to reach, like my people in the Caribbean. Like I even have, like a very close friend of mine who I consider, like my brother. He's Nigerian, and it's like a lot of the things that we're doing. He's like, oh, can you get it over there? Can you get it over to Nigeria? So it's like, I want for everyone to see what it is that we're doing. People have a stigma about, like the Black culture. It's like, learn about us, like hear our stories, just don't judge what you hear on the news and things like that. Hear our stories. And then that's what I'm saying. Once we started this and it's like, I'm just constantly watching our project. I'm like, okay, this is really good, but it's like, like how can we get better? So it's like now, again, the psychological thriller, it's like I'm showing you that, like Black is just so diverse. It's so universal. I mean, like we're just like you. It's just our skin is just a little darker. I mean, we might be a little bit more beautiful. I mean, but it's like
Yeah, we're
it
a
is
little
what it
extra.
is.
Look, we're a little extra.
A little extra. But why shouldn't someone in India be able to watch our films? Why shouldn't someone on the continent of Africa? I mean, it's the biggest continent. It's filled with our people. Why shouldn't they be able to watch our things? So just realizing that there's more to this world than the United States, and getting your content out there to a broader audience.
So what would you give because that makes so much sense to me. It's just like, oh, I get it. So how would that affect if you can take what you know now and share it to our listeners who may be wanting to get started in this industry or any industry, really? Because what you did was phenomenal. What you're doing is exactly what my platform is all about. Living fit, focus plus intention equals transformation. And you are a living example of that, you and your husband. So thank you for that. How can you help the new people that's saying, hey, if they were able to do this on their own, why can't I? How can I do that?
I'm not mean when I'm saying this or anything, because I have a lot of independent filmmakers, they contact me on the distribution side. And, like I do view projects. Wayward was something that we really didn't produce. We just distributed. So we have projects that we haven't, like really produced. We just distribute, but they have to be of good quality. And what I notice is, like people, independent filmmakers, they're making these movies and they're thinking that it's good and they're not listening to your feedback. You understand what I'm saying? Even before my first project went to theaters, I had to pass what's called quality control. They have to make sure that, your sound is even throughout the movie, that the movie is correctly scored. People don't realize that, it's not just about, shooting a movie, but there are other elements to it. Sound, music, all of those things, even your color, they really make your movie. Could you imagine watching, like a scary movie, let's just say a Hitchcock movie, and you don't have that sound makes the movie scary. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're really getting into this industry, learn about the industry, learn about like the little things that's important, that, like you can always say, oh, I'm going to bypass that. But no, you can't bypass that, because it makes your project not at industry standard. So do your research if this is something that you actually want to get into. Even on the acting side, I have like a lot of people, they approach me, hey, can you give me a shot? Have you acted before? No. Okay. Are you in acting classes? No. So you want for me to basically put you in my movie and you not even taking acting classes, like doing something to improve something that you're saying is your dream, but you want for me to compromise my dream, what I know is right, by giving you a chance, and you're not even betting on yourself. It's like, come on. Be true to the game. Like literally be true to the game. If this is what you're interested in, learn about it.
Yes, listen right there was worth all the coinage, because that is fact. What she said is learn your craft.
Learn your craft.
Whatever side you want to be in, learn your craft. Make sure it is up to standard. Industry standard. Whatever industry there is, there's a standard. Am I right, Yo-Yo?
There's a standard, and learning it is key, because I don't have a problem with looking out for people. Because my daughter at one point, like I was asking Clifton Powell, I'm like, listen, my daughter want to be an actress, like, can you show her the ropes, whatever, so he's like, oh yeah, I'll take her on set with me, I'll show her the ropes. But she was in acting classes. You understand what I'm saying? She was finding out from SAG, hey, what do I need to do in order for me to be a SAG member? Oh, do background, like for a couple of projects. Oh, take a couple of smaller roles. You have to do the small steps in order for you to have the credentials that you need to get into the bigger projects. Because if I look out for you and you're not a SAG member and I'm just giving you a role, I'm actually paying for having you in my movie. I have to tap hard to you. I do. And I'm paying for you to be in my movie. So I'm doing you a favor and I'm paying for it.
And that they ain't even ready for. They ain't do no classes. They ain't do nothing. They like, put me in, coach.
Right. And then the director is telling you things and you don't even understand the lingo. You don't know what to do because you've never had this exposure. You've never had this experience. You haven't been in a classroom. Acting classes, they're so important. It's not like real school or anything, but it's school for an actor.
Oh, it's real school. It's real. It's real difficult.
Yeah.
It's a real school. Don't listen. What's crazy is all the things that you were saying is what you would need for anything in life.
Yes. But people don't realize that. People don't realize that. It's like everyone wants a shortcut, but it's like taking a shortcut. I mean, I can tell when people take a shortcut. For example, like a project that I recently screened for distribution. The story was good, but I'm looking in the room. You have this couple, they're in their living room. All the walls are white. There's not a picture up, there's not a painting up. It's just a couch in a white room. And I'm like, Dad, you didn't have like props on set, you didn't have a set dresser. It's like that just made that scene look so cheap. You understand? You're in a coffee shop and it's like it's a table and it's two chairs. There's no coffee, and I'm just like, I can't put my company's name on that. I can't. And then when I'm giving feedback, it's like you're getting upset with me, like, nah, like I think oh, well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Because I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my God. It's so true. And that is why I'm so happy you are on today, because you have to hear the real deal stuff. This is not Hollywood lying to you. This is Hollywood being true to you, because this right here is the real message behind it. It is not all, the glamour of it. You have to do the work like you have to do with everything else. And I know that your job is very, very demanding.
It is very demanding. And the thing about me is that I have a lot of people term me as mean because I'm direct, but I have a big heart and I want for everyone to succeed, So it's like when I watch something or when I read something, I give you the feedback. I'm like, you know what? I couldn't even read this because it's basically written in Ebonics and I don't know how to read Ebonics. You have a lot of grammatical errors and I mean, it's just kind of like disrespectful to me. And then people get upset with me, but I'm like, did you just want me to say no? Or did you want to get the feedback so that you have something to think about so that the next person you present to, you're doing it right?
That is key girl. I want somebody to tell me. I don't want the people around me. Like, that was amazing. My friends be getting me together because I'd be like, I think this is cute. I'm the tomboy of the group. And
I'm the tomboy too.
They do our stuff. My friends are fabulous. They are gorgeous. And they was like, okay. I said, y'all ready? Like, yeah, you go change your shirt. I was like, oh, I think this is cute. It's all white. And you got the flippies. They like,
They're like,
let's go see what you got in the closet, girl. My friend.
but
And
you
I
need
need
to
that.
know. You need to
I
know.
need that. Don't be making me look crazy out here in these streets. You saw what I was wearing. When I see somebody out there with their friends and they looking crazy, that's not your friend.
That's not
That's
your friend.
not your friend, because she would have told you, I'll wait. Oh,
So I try to give that feedback. And I do it with love. You know, I do everything with love. But if you don't take the time to make sure that your project and that your work reflects who you are, you understand I don't know what to tell you, because I'm only giving you one shot. You know, I'm only reading a script one time. Like when I see the same things coming back to me, I'm like, I read that. I told you no. Oh, but I corrected it this time. But you should have corrected it when you sent it to me. It should have come to me in a correct format. And that's that.
That's
And that's not mean. You know, like I want people to realize that that's not a mean person. That's just a busy professional person. Like I want to give everyone time. Like I tell people, when you send me a script, when you send me a pitch, I actually read it. You know, when you send it to Manny sends it to me and he's like, what do you think about this? And I actually read this stuff, and I'm only reading it once.
You got one shot. You better get it right. You better get it right. Now, let me ask you. So I have this theory, and I love to ask, how do you start your mornings?
It's crazy that you asked this, because I literally do this every morning. I wake up, and the very first thing that I do is I thank the Lord for this day. I focus on this day. Tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday is just, it no longer exists. So I always thank the Lord for this day. I say my prayer. I come downstairs. I have a glass of warm water with lemon juice, and I'm talking and I'm cleansing. And I'm asking God, you know, like today, please allow me to be kind. Please allow me to be loving. Please allow me to forgive someone today. You know, please allow someone to forgive me. And I just start my day centered around God. I read my daily word. I read my Confident Woman by Joyce Myers. And then I come downstairs and my office and I start working.
Wow. I'm telling you, she is definitely my sister from a different mister, because y'all know that's how I start my day too. Boom. And I have a theory in successful people start their day very similar. And I think that is what builds upon your success. And so I really want to thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me today. All of us have really got this down. You have given us so much amazing information that I know this is one that you would have to save and share, because you're not playing with y'all like these in these streets. She ain't playing with you up in the she ain't playing with y'all up in these streets. Now, before we go, would you like to leave them with any words of wisdom more than you have shared?
You know, for anyone out there trying to do something, trying to be successful in life, understand that success has different measurements. Set small goals and celebrate the small goals. I celebrate, even if it's, you know, like one movie theater chain picking me up. Yay, guys, you know, like we got one, you know, like 250 more to go, but we got one. You have to celebrate and see the small things and value it for what it's worth, because if you're only focused on the bigger picture, you're going to be discouraged. You're going to feel like if you could never accomplish anything. So break your things up into steps. Break your process up into steps and celebrate the milestones, the little successes. And one day, once you start appreciating what is going good in your life, one day you're going to realize, I didn't even realize I came this far. Wait a minute. We have over 250 theaters. Hold up. Because the blessings just keeps growing. Once you appreciate, it just keeps growing. I promise you. And ask for what you want. Just ask for that favor. The worst thing that can happen is someone tells you no. And guess what? You're in the exact same position that you're in. But you might meet me on the right day and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do this.
Why you love it?
I'm just saying.
You might bet me on the right day. That's right. Shoot your shot. Shoot your.
Don't be afraid. Everyone up there, from the Will Packers to the Puffy to, like we're regular human beings. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, look, if I have my shot, I'm in the same room, I have an opportunity to tell you something. It's not gonna be like, hi. It's gonna be like, hi, I have this project and I'm interested in you being a part of it. Do you have a moment to sit with me so I can pitch it to you real quick? Know what it is that you have to say. Know what it is that you have to sell, so that at any time you're given that opportunity, it just comes out like effortlessly. Like, it's like I've been waiting for this day for my whole life. Just let it flow.
My whole life I've been waiting for this day. And this is a day I have been waiting for, because this has been amazing. Amazing, girlfriend. Listen, you guys, I'm your girl, Elizabeth Colin, and you know for a fact, I want you to live fit. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. But guess what, you guys? I have a great announcement. Escape from the stress of everyday life and find true bliss with our all new program, Blissful Escape. Starting in January, this program is designed to transport you to a world of mental repose and calm. Join us as we explore various techniques and practices to help you unwind and navigate your stress. Don't let the busyness of life consume you. Take a break and embark on a journey toward a more harmonious and fulfilled existence. Make 2024 the year you prioritize self-care and discover the transformative power of well-being. Spaces are limited, so don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to create a sanctuary within your busy life. Register now for Blissful Escape. It starts January. Make this the time to choose you. Go to misfit1.com/blissful-escape. Make sure you are taken care of. Remember, live fit.